Okay. Ace, what do we have next on our agenda? Seems I have a traveler. A traveler from where exactly? Well, the source is rather unknown or rather untapped potential, but maybe you would actually get a good amount of information from them. They do have quite the interesting appearance, though. Appearance? In what way? Well, you'll see for yourself. You'll see for yourself. I'll patch the dimensional tunnel through. We should be able to replicate the settings relatively easily. That way, it wouldn't seem too strange for them to get a little bit used to their new surroundings. Essentially, the data that was fed to us was pretty fresh. But it should make both of you comfortable to at least have your little conversation. We now will begin the interview. Okay, so we might as well. Oh, right. Ace? Sorry. Let me take care of that. There we are. Yep. Yep. There we go. Alright, so welcome to In Character Universe. Hope you're having a wonderful time with this channel here. I am your host, Outstar for Integer. And we have our guest right here. You may introduce yourself.
Hello. My name is Model 43, Type 1, but you can call me Matcha.
Nice to meet you, Matcha. Hope you had a wonderful time.
Mm-hmm. It's been good.
Let me do some troubleshooting real quick. It seems that the audience cannot hear, so let's just make some random noise in the meantime, and we'll see if we can. All right. Let me see if I can do a little bit of troubleshooting now. I'm just work some magic here. So let me put on my troubleshooter mode. And we will begin from there on because I have a feeling that I know what's going on here.
Well, hopefully. Maybe if I... Let me fix my voice box. Oh, sorry. I think I swallowed something. My bad.
As long as it's not too... Oh, wait. Wait.
A, B?
Wait.
Let me...
I only hear her in here, but she's... Okay, let me fix it now.
Blah.
Sir.
Let's see. Would this...
Or rather? I think I got this.
I think this... Is it better? I think.
Yep, I think we got it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is that better? Yes.
Yay!
Yes. Thank you, Talthar, for the assist. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
And now
Listen, it's not a stream without scuff, right?
It ain't. I mean, it's unavoidable at this point. We had this conversation in the past, but I'm pretty sure we can circumvent that one way or another, like we have. But it's without chat, nothing will ever be solved definitively.
Mm-hmm.
And do not try to squish the matcha doll. Do not squish the chinchilla. I'm pretty sure she has self-defense measures that will destroy everything.
I will squish, and therefore I will turn into more pancake. There's a recharge time of 5 days.
5 days?
If to go back to normal, yes, it's It's a very it's a very awkward form, I will say. Not the best. I have to go and ask. Have to go ask the doctor about that. See if I can get anything upgraded.
Hmm. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's gonna take a bit of time. Wait, you're a mechanical doll, right?
It's uh he has a way. It's a very interesting thing actually. It it appears to be mechanical,
Mm-hmm.
but uh I don't tell the doctor I'm telling you guys this, but
She's
it's
thinking.
actually just reinforced with magic.
A magic reinforcement. Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it just has the illusion to look magical, but in reality, it's like a marshmallow.
Hmm. So I guess from the whole database that Ace has shared with me, that kind of classifies as a karakuri type. One that
Yes.
uses
It
magical reinforcement is a very interesting a subclass, if anything.
Yeah, it's almost the way that I've been relayed to um by the doctor is that anything with physical relation, a lot of it tends to wear down over time, and it's also very costly to upkeep physical forms. So if we just reinforce anything with magic, or in his case, his dust, then of course I can always keep retaining my form. However, that also just means that I am a very glass cannon, which
Hmm.
one smoosh and then poof.
And if he's since he mentioned glass cannon, I'm pretty sure you have a lot of powerful tools at your disposal, right?
In this form, um, I have the wonderful ability to just be very cute. But we have a couple of forms. Um, so my human forms tend to have a lot more um attributes at its disposal. One of them, funny enough, is that I can create a specific ink,
Hmm.
and with that ink, I can turn everything that I touch into creation that I witness from just looking.
Oh.
So, if I, for example, since I've been getting to know you a little bit,
Hmm.
if I use my human form to utilize my ink, I can create a chibi form of you. Now, it's not very accurate to say the least, but
Hmm.
you may or may not have Chilla enhancements that come out of these creations, but I'm sure it'll be fine. A pair of ears won't do any harm, I would assume.
I'm pretty sure it'll be a nice change of pace from the whole grizzled physique and all that.
Mhm.
But that also does give it the idea of weaponized cuteness in the sense of a lot of creativity to go around.
Ah, yes, yes.
I mean, art is a powerful tool after all. And above all else, art with soul definitely does have a lot more, I would say, much more appeal than one created by machines. I mean, not machines without any kind of will or
Mhm.
you get the idea.
Yeah, I think a little bit of soul, if you will, tends to bring basically life to, you know, to anything that tends to have form. As long as there's the willpower to continue.
Right. Okay, so let's get on with the nitty gritty of the questions, shall we?
Mhm.
So we're gonna be going before you became the doll. Do you happen to have any recollection of memories before you became a lost soul?
Mm. You know, it is hard to describe, but I wish I knew. I I don't recall a lot from previous past lifetimes. I feel like, if I can be frank, I feel like I've been stuck in a loop for a long time. So much so that I don't think I recall anything significant, if that answers the question. The
Mm-hmm.
only thing that I can basically remember is that all of my purpose, all of my will to do things is to create and to keep what's the phrase? To keep living?
Hmm.
I think that's it's really hard to describe though, because whenever, you know, I've I've chatted with a couple of patients from time to time that come by the dispensary and they say, "What?" and they always ask me, "What did you do before then?" And you know what comes up? It just comes up as a void, black,
Hmm.
dark, and endless. So, it's quite odd, really, to say what can I remember, but all I can remember really is just floating feels like an eternity.
Hmm. And since we're on the topic of the void, can you kind of at least describe how you kind of managed to live in it before you were so quote unquote extracted?
Hmm. You know, what they don't tell you when you live in an endless void is that you tend to hear a lot, whether it be whether it be indistinct voices or clear phrases. You just tend to hear a lot. I don't I can't recall who is who, but there's just a lot of cacophony. Like a lot of people screaming whatever they want to feel.
Hmm.
And to be honest with you, it feels cold. Um I don't know if science really plays into a factor, but when you take the absence of light or the absence of anything that contains color, um for the most part, it just starts to feel cold. Like imagine if you are if you walk through the tallest of mountains, you end up reaching to snow. But the as time goes on, when you are in darkness and you feel that snow around you, you tend to feel like you're numb. And it's like the coldest of the cold that you can think of. So for a lot of it, I sometimes wonder how did I keep on embracing that sort of cough, you know?
Hmm.
But I feel like I've been there for a long time. And with that coldness, I tend to grow used to it for the most.
Hmm. And was there like a feeling that there was a passage of time in the time you were there, or did it feel like nothing was really moving, like there was a bit of stasis?
It felt like a stasis, really. You know, I wish I could have remembered to have a clock at some point or something that I could tell, but it just felt like I've been in that stasis for a very long time. That's for sure.
Hmm. And I guess this could be a bit of conjecture, but was there a point where the void felt alive? Like, did it ever mirrored your other self at some point?
Now that you mention that, I do think there was a point. Now, I'm not too sure, and maybe I should ask the doctor about this one day. But I felt at one point there was there wasn't a lot of light. However, that coldness, that I described earlier when it came to the void, it started to shift. And it felt like the closer that I feel like I was drifting away from that cold, it increasingly started to feel like I had feelings, like I had nerve touch in my soul, if that makes
Hmm.
so it became almost to me like when I visualize it, it became like a brighter sense of being. And that's when actually I started to hear Doctor for the first time, Dr. Setsu. Um I'm not too sure if I was able to hear too much, although I could hear basically a sense of kindness and warmth, really
Hmm.
different from when you live in a very like unending uh unending darkness.
See. Hmm. I see. So, kind of fast forward to now, since you're living life as a doll. Was there a special kind of spell involved now that you mentioned that you did hear his voice and he managed to pull you out of the void?
You know, I'm pretty sure that the first time that I could remember was that all I could remember feeling in that moment, after being closer and closer to that general warmth, it felt like I was being pulled, like there were covers pulled off of my eyes, if that makes sense. It just went from a deep darkness, and all of a sudden, it was a bright light. And the funny thing is that the thing that I heard was rise. And then I I woke up in a pretty like stasis, like a big like how do I put what is the for it? It is like a sudden movement stasis. So the second that I was able to hear the words rise, it felt like I had control again. It felt like I was able to move something because next thing I realized, I was able to feel a jolt of energy and I had a body. Now, this was probably, I believe, mm, if I was able to it was the first model that I was ever to have hold. Granted, it's not the current model that I have now, but I can definitely show you what it looks like. Starva, what it
Okay.
looks like.
Let
Let
me
me
see.
flip it over.
So you've actually been through multiple vessels before you actually have your current one, correct?
Correct. I think we are on vessel type 3 currently. And this is the third one is just basically the doll form.
Mm-hmm.
So I just sent you over the original form that I took.
Okay, let me see if I can get this on stream for everybody to see. You may hear a little bit of inner workings in the background, so don't mind that. That's just Ace working his magic. And I guess in the meantime, with this new lease on life, how did you manage to spend your first moments with your new vessel?
It felt scary. I will be quite honest, it just felt scary. You know those feelings of like first you get used to like whatever you're comfortable with, and then the second it's like surprise, have limbs, and it's like it just felt confusing. But
Mm-hmm.
um given a bit of time and given a bit of trial by error, really, so to speak, it felt comforting. It felt like kind of had my own reins on life, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, there's nothing much there with when you just only have like hands and half a leg, but it was a start, I will say. No offense, Setsuna, but I do think that you could have picked a better body beginning, but I guess you made with what you will.
I mean, it's the effort that counts, right? As
Oh
long as the
yeah.
heart's in it.
Yep, that's true.
And
That's very true.
I do have the first model up. So this is what and it seems like from the audience someone is mentioning spam. I don't know why
Hmm.
spam.
Maybe maybe it's spamming hearts? Don't think I quite. Hmm. Hmm.
I'm
Does
pretty
not sound familiar for that model.
hmm. I guess it might be something that might be a little bit of a bit of trivia that might be explored with the rest of the patients, I'm guessing.
But spam does sound quite nice. I don't It does sound nice.
Yeah, anything's better than MREs. That's what I
In
kind of deal
MRE?
with. Oh yeah, meal ready eat or whatever the E stands for, but basically rations. We don't really have a good. We don't
Ah,
have good. We don't really have much good food around the base, so that's why we kind of have to really eat for the moment. But I'm pretty sure as we kind of expand a little bit more, we can just enjoy the fine dinings.
hmm. Should ask Setsuna that.
I mean,
Don't I don't quite know about food too much other than what Setsuna gives because honestly, I think I forget that you need food to function.
hmm
Quite frankly, I'm fine with just water, but no, apparently people keep telling me that maybe you should be eating, and I
I,
forget that
I mean,
90% of the time.
yeah, I mean, there are situations where synthetics actually eat to kind of mimic the whole human behavior of it, even having like certain taste receptors added to themselves so they can experience it. But I guess that might be some modifications that might be planned somewhere down the line if you ever so choose to.
Maybe I'll make that mental jot down. Remember to have a meal in hand. Setsuna, we're gonna have a lot of work to do.
hmm Hey, Doc, you better be good with those enhancements. Otherwise, she might nibble at your neck menacingly.
Yeah, he bit. Well, to be fair, if it isn't one way, it's the other way, right?
Yeah, you don't want a weaponized chinchilla just coming at your door saying, Father, give me food.
Father, please. I will say though, it is quite interesting to be more well, to live in two different types of forms. Well, I do admire being a circular doll for the
Mhm.
most part. Um, I do like to have a human once in a while. It's quite nice, honestly. That way people don't have to end up looking down on me every time that I'm small, you know?
Yep. I'm pretty sure that has its own share of issues there. Not only being small, but also being small and always looked down upon.
I swear no one takes you seriously when you're small. I'm learning this now. I have to literally grow in inches.
hmm I mean, it's not like I enhance the image of your projections, so you're actually bigger than me by any stretch of the mile.
Huh. The good the good thing is that, you know, I I don't think anybody is. So I think you quite understand though, that I I am not always an orb because the reality being is that I am nothing more but a soul, just a
hmm
wisp. So a lot of the time when people from the dispensary are shared place, when they ask, um, so what really is a matcha? And the hard part is to say that it can be anything. It can be anything that I choose to be, whether it be this form or my human form, or maybe even another form in the future. The real answer would be that I am just me as a soul.
hmm
That's all.
I see, I see. And since we're still on the whole vessel question, does it feel or did it feel any different than having like an actual human body if you can remember?
Hmm. You know, there is one thing that I come to realize.
That is.
I can be easily smashable. That's for sure. I'm sure that human bodies aren't supposed to break often. That or in the sense that if you do end up breaking, like for example, if I slip, I I all of a sudden, whoops, my whole ball and joint just flies right off. Like I feel fine. I don't feel. I know humans tend to feel pain when anything hurtful happens, but
Certainly.
I don't. I don't feel anything. So it tends to be more of like, oh, it's fine. It's a normal occurrence, and then just slides back on.
It's just a minor
You know?
inconvenience.
Yeah, just a minor inconvenience, you know? Like when I should tell you this small anecdote.
Okay.
As an orb, as an orb in this form, um, when people do tend to basically like squish or hold or even just basically I don't know why. There may be a couple of dispensary members that tend to throw the doll at any point,
Oh Jesus.
and I tend to turn into a pancake.
Oh
But the
Jesus.
thing being is that I don't when I turn into a pancake, it just is like, "Oh, it's just another day. Just another day at the office." But I'm pretty sure not a lot of people would feel that way, that's for sure.
I'm pretty
So,
sure that's not a normal thing by any stretch of the mile, but since you've gotten a little bit used to it, it does seem a little bit concerning to me.
mm, maybe I should put in pain receptors. Maybe then I might actually understand, like, this should actually feel painful.
Yep,
Oops.
that's another one for the list sets in a.
You know, at this point, we're just gonna need a grocery list, so I'm gonna have to be like, okay, so for next enhancements, can we add these in?
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure we have to do a lot of other adjustments somewhere down the line, but I guess when we come to the territory of, well, I was kind of specialized in weaponry, so
Hmm.
maybe I could probably add a few things there too.
Oh yes, that would actually be very fun.
Hmm. I just need to work out the details so it kind of matches your specs.
Yeah, I do say though, there are some enhancements that I've witnessed from other I would say other patients that pass by, and oh, what's the word? I've seen people that have like robotic like arms that could have what was it? You could turn their arms into swords. It's very cool.
Oh,
Though I don't know which universe is that. But
mm,
I remember seeing them. They passed by and they said, "Oh yeah, I can turn this." And I saw their arm just turn into like a blade, and it was as long as their forearm. So I feel like that would be a cool enhancement. Some, although
yeah.
when would I use it? I don't know. That would be the next question.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds like some pretty mighty. That sounds like a lot of mighty chrome there, huh?
Hmm.
Wouldn't you
Though
say so,
probably
Chew?
not be practical.
Yeah,
No, no, no.
I'm pretty sure it would be practical. I mean, unless if they're like full on military or mercenary grade. Okay, so we're gonna be peering a little bit more into a bit of a personal territory.
Hmm.
How would you describe your first interaction with Dr. Setsuna on that day?
It felt comforting. You know, I will say that when you've been alone as long as I have, it it starts to feel quite nice being able to meet another soul that isn't an endless faceless sea of darkness. But at first I was quite worried. I will not lie. Seeing another person, or rather another soul, for the first time in what feels like forever, uh can be a little nerve-wracking. It would feel a little bit distant, but as my time at the frozen dispensary has passed, he he feels wonderful in the way that it feels good to be in the company of another soul that um basically fosters compassion, careness, and not to mention a lot of love, you know?
Hmm. Sounds like a heartwarming union.
Hmm. I'm sorry. It's just every time that I think about sets, it's the most for the most part, I just think nothing but positive memories. Those types of memories tend to stick out for the most part when it comes to, well, for a lack of a better term, for being alive.
Hmm. They must have been with you through thick and thin, no matter what.
Exactly. And I'm not too sure how long it has been because Honestly, hmm, I should really ask for a built-in clock at this point because I can't really recall how long it has been in this time frame.
Okay, I guess the laundry list is starting to get a little bit longer at that point.
Yep,
Yep.
exactly.
uh, I guess it's a blessing after all, huh?
I will say though, when when you do be with another soul for as long as it feels like, you tend to pick up a lot of quirks, also a lot of behavioral things. As the way that he tells me is that the more that you observe somebody for a long time, you tend to pick up more of their traits here and there.
Hmm.
Granted, this mad quack literally tends to basically think of either the best ideas or the worst ideas. I'm not quite sure. The best idea would probably be, well, he was able to bring me here, to bring me into this space, to make me feel like I have purpose once again. Granted, the worst idea would be that, well, the updates are long overdue. I've been waiting. Sir, it's been like 6 months. I'm sure he's going to be listening later to this, but
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's listening right now.
well, I hope so. I really hope so. Because I am not too sure at this point. Hmm.
I mean, there are the expenses and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure with a lot of hardworking guts, we can get to that point eventually, maybe sooner than later.
Yeah, exactly. But
And
he's a good man. He's a good man, though.
I can tell. He took really good work in crafting a fine doll such as you.
Yeah.
But
No, I
I,
think, yeah.
I guess I guess the upgrades can be a package deal somewhere down the line.
Hmm. We're gonna have to upgrade the dispensary more often. Going to guess.
Yep.
So, Ozarva, if at any point you want to hang out at the dispensary, feel free to. I'm sure, well, Setsuna can help out for the most part. I just tend to be mostly in the background of the dispensary.
Hmm. I would love to. And I guess since we're kind of on the nice little train here, how would you describe your universe?
So, I believe I can I can let you in on a secret. Now, I do have to ask. Do you promise not to spill the beans?
I solemnly
Do you
swear.
promise not to spill the beans? Okay.
I solemnly swear.
Um okay. So, in our world, alchemy is not a very wonderful thing. If anything, alchemic and magical creation, uh what's the right word for it? They tend to be illegal. So, what um what I was instructed by the doctor is to say I am a normal I'm a normal talking doll if I'm in this form, or I am a normal um I'm a normal animal companion, or I am just a simple assistant to Dr. Setsuna Fuyuki. Um for the most part, we tend to we tend to keep most of our identities very hidden in this universe, especially around the dispensary, mostly because if anybody finds out that well, Setsuna is making creations like myself, we might end up running into the law.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just between us, right?
Yeah.
Right? And no one's gonna find out. But for the most part, it's it's quite a very bustling place on the occasions that uh I have to leave the office from time to time. It is it is quite chaotic. I don't know whether I should prefer the void or if I should prefer this living situation in regards to noise, but there tends to be a lot of, well, a lot of people in our area that, well, what's for lack of a better word for the word, speed. There's
Hmm.
a lot of speedy cars, or in
Mm.
some cases, lots of fights, lots of screaming, and sometimes on the occasion, a lot of noises from sirens, which could explain a lot why this dispensary is always busy.
Imagine that.
But for the most part, despite all the chaos that's going on, trying to keep trying to keep the thing hidden, it's not too bad. With the occasion that weather means nothing here. Weather just means that you either hot one day or you're freezing cold the next. So it's quite an experience.
Sounds like more of a nightmare situation than anything else, but I guess what can we do against nature?
That's true. I don't know why Setsuna picked a location for this, but I I tend to ask him these questions and he keeps brushing them off. So I'm not too sure what he's planning on, but he does say that it's the best for patients to be picked up. So I can't really argue if the patients keep rolling in from time to time. So
Picked up?
yeah, picked up. I mean, I don't know how he picks them up, but whenever they stop by, he would just tell me that there's another patient and that we just need to keep continuing, and then I just do what I'm instructed to. I don't question him too much, but sometimes I have to wonder what he does.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering myself too. But I guess I might as well get some answers from him directly at some point.
Yeah,
That'll be for another day.
one day. Maybe when he's maybe when he's less busy or whenever he does not have a patient that he has to see. So, or who knows, maybe you can book an appointment with him and maybe that could be faster.
Yeah, I guess that could be put into consideration. I mean, I do have some slots available for like some later points in time in the year, so I guess I
Oh,
can do that. But I guess from the information that I have in my database, I would probably suggest that the location that you chose is a really good ley line if there's a lot of activity.
hmm,
So I guess
I
that
would
might be a good little source of like mana or whatever use of alchemy could be kind of linked back to.
I would hmm, I would think so. Although I do have to wonder, and maybe we'll figure this out soon. I wonder
Hmm.
if alchemy and magic are forbidden in our jurisdiction. I wonder why I wonder why we find so many of it. At the very least, I wonder why this office to have a lot of energy stored here. Ah, I suppose in this case that uh I'm not too in to really figure out, but I'm sure the doctor probably has his reasons, but he did say that we're not allowed to move, so oh well. Oh well to that.
Sounds to me like there's something afoot in this grand scheme of things. Almost like they're afraid of the magic or alchemy that's currently at their disposal, but no one else wants to use it.
Hmm. That is true. And to be fair, I guess I guess in silver lining of it, I'm glad that somebody knows how to use this magic. Because otherwise, all things considered, I technically wouldn't be moving right about now.
Hmm. Okay, so since your existence is mostly a byproduct of alchemy, what properties have you picked up aside from like soul transference? Like being able to transfer your soul from one body to the next?
So, aside from transferring my soul from one body to another body, um, I can also be able to create different types of liquid. Now, that does sound really bad out of context, but hear me out.
Okay.
I can change any properties of water.
Oh.
So, if, for example, you give me a bottle of water, so I do have a cup of water with me right now. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if my mic can pick up my bottle of water at this point.
Yep.
But if I were able to directly touch a type of water, it turns into whatever I basically whatever I envision. So,
Mm-hmm.
for example, if I don't want water and I want to say, for example, what's your favorite type of drink? I would guess, or I
Uh,
would like to ask.
maybe iced tea.
So, if I envision the type of tea that I would like to think in my mind, if I directly touch a water with one of my nubs, then that can immediately turn into iced tea.
Oh wow. Oh.
And yeah, and if I want to create something, so one of my jobs at the dispensary is to basically create life forms from ink. Well, of course, I'm going to need ink somehow. So, if I grab say another cup or a bowl of water, I envision the ink that I would need to use, and then with a direct touch, I can create ink from there. So a lot of water property change.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that could definitely give Jesus a run for his money.
Was ooh,
That's just a joke. Don't mind me.
okay. But I know also um since I learned this from Dr. Setsuna, I can also have the ability to basically reinforce a few things. So, in the case that, of course, that I end up getting squished into a pancake, I have a property that can help me basically restructure everything internally for my physical body. Now, the problem with that is that it does have a cooldown. It takes a little bit of time, but my body or my soul can sense what materials it needs, and then it would basically slowly heal over time.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was more that I could still learn, but I think really the water properties really helps.
I
The
see.
only thing that I know for sure Setsuna has told me not to do, for the
Mm-hmm.
most part. Now, don't take a bowl of water and imagine blood.
Oh god.
Sometimes sometimes I don't know what it is, but anytime I try to, I'm not a really good listener. If that's not the hint at this point, I'm not a good listener when it comes to what he tells me not to do. But every time I try to imagine it, it turns almost like a turquoise color. I
Mm.
don't know what it means, but it just tends to turn blue instead of what is it? Red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. That's rather interesting. That is quite the interesting thing. Turquoise blood.
Yeah, I don't know what that entails though, but I guess it just happens, really?
Yeah, I guess it does happen, but what in the universe has turquoise blood?
That I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure though.
Hmm.
Oh, I hope Setsuna does not know.
Well, I'm pretty sure he does know now.
Uh,
Like I said, he could be listening right now, but there's a good possibility he is still here.
hmm. Well, in that case, no, I have not been thinking about trying to transform things that are blood property. I promise. I swear, please, he doesn't know at this point. I'm pretty sure he's going to probably like question me at this rate. Uh,
We'll just probably brush this as hypothetical situation. You know, just like a what if. We just have a we just have very vivid little imagination, right?
yeah, it's just it's just imaginations. I tend to, you know, I'm more of the creative in this case. Remember, yeah, we're just creatively visioning things. Yes.
Yeah. It's just maybe you're just doing that as like to help someone do some special effects for a movie, right?
Exactly. Yes. That's the line we're sticking to, right? Pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh boy. So I guess this will also be another question that might be
Hmm.
bounced to Cessna at some point. Was the chinchilla design your idea, or did he come up with that?
Honestly, I think it was a joint effort. Though to be fair, we've tried different types of forms in the process, and a lot of them didn't feel right with me. Though when we found basically a chinchilla type model, I thought it looked cute, but really I don't know what chinchillas tend to be very bland, but they tend to be very like, reminiscent of the void.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like if I keep seeing reminders of the void, it doesn't bode well with memories. So I think for the most part, he was able to choose the form, but I picked my colors.
Mm-hmm.
Because no offense, but if anything, like if you keep seeing something that tends to remind you of bad memories, would you like to still stick around with it? I wouldn't
No.
think so. Yeah. But I don't know where I got the green color. I think he said that he was able to procure it from another patient. So I think
Hmm.
it's pretty.
And how would you describe the material of this particular doll that you're using now?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question again? Sorry about that.
How would you describe the material of the doll that you're made of?
Hmm. Would it be miss if I say it was very fuzzy? It's like if you pick up like the softest like fur uh almost like very plush material. That's where it mostly is.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Don't be getting any ideas, I swear.
No, none at all. But I could just imagine mass production models of. Yep. Just ideas.
Hmm.
I mean, just imagine mass production models. Think of how much the dispensary would have in terms of like merchandising.
Hmm. I mean, now that you think about it, this does give a good idea for later.
Mm-hmm.
I will note that down, and hopefully Setsuna has made up a lot of income because I think you might give me a good idea for more funds for upgrades. Yes, I think this is a smart idea.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry, Cessna, but I think I might be bringing you to the poorhouse at this point. But anything to make Matcha happy, right?
Exactly. We need upgrades for, well, for a lot of things. Yes, we need
Mm-hmm. Okay. Were there any attempts to try and to convince people on the goods and benefits of alchemy, like in between your patients and whatnot? Or was it too risky out of fear of persecution?
I would I I would always want to tell them about the alchemy, at least the in-depth answers for that, but uh something something within my something within my magic basically told me to not. I was But to be fair, the doctor did teach me one thing when it came to like discussions of alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they're a trusted patient, I learned the feeling of fear.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as there's nobody that's part of the law, at least in this universe, that uh we're fine we're fine with discussing about our magical properties. But I feel like I've trusted you, you know? I feel like you've been getting to understand a little more about not just about me, but about the dispensary as well. So I feel like I'm able to tell you just a little bit
Mm-hmm.
about about the work that Dr. Setsu uses.
You tell.
Yeah. So for that uh, uh, uh
Did something happen?
um I'm sorry. I was trying to talk about something magical, but I think probably would be a good time to move on, I would
Yeah,
say.
I think that might be a good opportunity to move on from that point onward. If anything, I don't want to get you compromised by any stretch of the mile, so yeah, I guess it's better that we move on.
I'm sorry. Did you have another question? Uh
Um, no, not exactly. In fact, some of the ones the last one I have really left is just, it does kind of go back on your relationship with Setsuna, but I guess the
mm,
one final thing would be to ask is, ever since you were pulled from the void, did you ever feel like there was a debt to repay?
you know, I feel like I always did. I I would always keep telling Setsuna every time. Like I feel like, you know, granted that the way that I came about shouldn't have really happened, but um he keeps telling me that there's nothing to repair, that just me existing as one of his creations is more than enough. But you know, at some point I'll figure it out, cuz every time I try to ask, he keeps saying no. But one day, one day I'll be able to repay him for giving me life.
Hmm. Okay, so I guess with this, we are concluding our regular line of questions, and now we can actually peer into the user submitted questions, either in the chat or in the ICU Matcha hashtag on Twitter. So
Hmm.
we'll get onto that point, relatively speaking. So I guess this would be a nice little time to have a little bit of a break, just kind of
Mhm.
hydrate and all that jazz. So, anybody got any questions so far? All right, let me see if I can find anything that has been introduced. In the meantime, I know you've also kind of put some questions into your Discord as well. So,
Yes. I'll actually let me check the dispatch. I do have to mention,
yes.
while there is a lot of technology that is placed around the dispensary, I
Mm-hmm.
am probably the least qualified for technology in this dispensary. I am quite prone to what is it? I'm prone to breaking everything.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be the reason why a lot of the time there's a lot of scuff.
I
Everything I
see.
touch turns into scuff.
I guess the little nubs that you have probably, well, it can turn any liquid into something completely different. I guess it
Yeah.
also, I guess it's some sort of molecular destabilization or something that changes things down on a subatomic level.
Hmm.
So
It
I
could also
guess,
explain why that everything is a little bit wonky. Maybe I
mm-hmm.
shouldn't be thinking about, well, water when I try to type things.
Hey, what's good, Chow? Hope you're having a wonderful time with the stream. We're now in the character questions, so if you have any in-character questions so far to ask Matcha, please feel free. We have one question from Seiko. Can you smother people with all that fluff?
I'm terrified if I would do that though. Although I have a feeling that uh my fluff is better to be handled rather than smothered. I would just feel really bad if I ended up smothering people, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would cause some issues here and there. But yeah. I guess some people do have their little interesting quirks. For lack of better words. Okay, so from Talthar. When are you going to use those experimental mods that Sister has in the back closet that he tells you not to go into?
When? You know, hmm. Only if he's not looking. Maybe I might. I have to make sure. So so whenever Setsuna is not available, because sometimes he tends to overwork. I think I picked up on terrible habits from him.
Mm-hmm.
He tends to overwork a lot of the time, especially when it comes to his jobs.
Right.
So maybe when he's too busy, I might just try that.
Mm-hmm.
Though I think Setsun is finding keeps adding in different types of security measures every single.
Yeah, I guess he's
So
starting to catch on.
he's getting smarter too. Darn it.
Well, I guess at some point there might be a change of schedule where he won't be able to kind of put everything under lock and key, so you might be able to access that back room eventually.
I think I've got the questions that are from the dispensary.
Okay. Also, a question from Chow. Did you appear as a chinchilla in the dispensary itself, or did you undergo a process to be turned into a chinchilla?
Oh, so I didn't get to choose. Really, we've tried different forms, to be fair, and none of them seem to be a good host, at least for me. Um I believe Setsuna said that the chinchilla model was in the dispensary quite a while. I'm not sure how long a while was, but by the time that we were able to find it, it was in a pretty pristine condition. So probably was there for not too long.
Hmm. Okay, from the dispensary, what other animal form would you take if it was not a chinchilla?
Oh, you know, it's a really good question. Mm, you know what I tend to get mistaken for in this
Mm-hmm.
case? You know, if you didn't see my tail, people do mistake me for a rabbit.
A rabbit?
Yeah, I think it's the ears. Although I don't see it. I don't see me being a rabbit, but you know, maybe I could be turned into a bunny. Maybe I
Yeah,
can try that out.
it's a
Or
nice little experiment.
yeah, yeah. Or they tell me, what was it? The patients sometimes mistaken me for a hamster.
A hamster?
I don't know why they say that though. I honestly don't see it. I'm like, aren't hamsters smaller and does not have ears like this?
Nope.
Like, I'm pretty sure that hamsters don't look like long-eared chinchillas.
Nope.
So, I don't know what everybody's thinking, really. But I guess maybe a rabbit. I think maybe a rabbit model would have to be the case. I'm going to write that down too, just in case for another upgrade. Setsun is going to be very upset.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a very rough road.
But
But
it's fine. I think your idea of small plush forms could
mhm.
could potentially help fund for more upgrades. So at this point, if Dr. Setsuna has problems with it, I don't think he'll have problems with it when he finds out how much income's coming in through the dispensary.
Mhm. Yep. I was just practically spitballing ideas, so I claim no ownership of the idea whatsoever. So
What? What do you mean? I think it's a wonderful idea. I will specifically write down this idea was spitballed by Odd Starva.
if you insist. Uh, if you insist. But I just want the world or whatever dimension that you inhabit in, and as many other dimensions, maybe even mine, to experience the wonderful fluffiness that is the matcha mass production type. So there.
See?
Everybody's gonna thank me later. Everybody's gonna thank me later. uh, let's see. Do you ever think you could coexist as a soul instead of inhabiting a body?
Hmm.
Oh, you over
You
pre-order too.
know, hmm. Actually, I have tried that before. So, um, we've tried different options before. Whenever it became like the idea. So when it became to my first model, um, I thought maybe now that I have a form, if I was able to be independent as a soul, and we tried that. Spoiler alert, never do that again.
Mm,
We found that being a general soul, um, if left out of a host or a vessel for too long, they tend to vanish very
mm,
quickly, or they tend to destabilize, in Setsuna's words. So even if I didn't have like even if I didn't have a form by then, um I would have to have one to begin with, because if I did not, then I believe my soul would actually be completely gone by then.
oh, jeez.
So that would be a good note for the most part.
Hmm. Yeah, that probably would be scary, just having your whole entire corporeal being just up and vanish just in a matter of moments.
Yep. I think that's I guess, the one fear that I would have, that if I was not able to coexist with a form, then, well, the enigma as matcha would probably cease to exist.
Hmm.
So thank goodness for having this form, I say.
Yep. Let's think. Any other questions from the chat? Or maybe some ideas for upgrades so Matcha could
Yeah,
become.
any ideas for upgrades? I mean, I'm sure the doctor wouldn't mind having a laundry list of upgrades. I mean, to
I'm,
be fair, it's overdue.
mhm.
So basically, might as well add on a couple of things here.
Yeah.
Just just to keep him on his toes.
Yeah, just I mean, after all, from an engineer to a doctor that specializes in kind of puppetry and all these other things, I guess it would be a good idea to have a bit of a swap meet in terms of like ideas for improving other models, maybe much more for, well.
Hmm.
Oh, there's a question from Sesson himself. Do
Wait,
you,
what's this question?
do you regret having a puntable form?
Okay. Okay then. You know, while we're on that subject, I should have been a square. If we're gonna be really nitpicky, yeah, I regret having a circular form. I should have been a square that way, people wouldn't have to end up booting me every
Mm-hmm.
so often or throwing me everywhere. That that would have been helpful. But you picked the form, so yeah, I kind of regret that decision, that's for sure.
Oh boy. I guess if you ever want any kind of like self-defense measures or maybe some impact modules input into the
Now that I
design.
think about it, when somebody mentioned like if I had to take on another form, what's the most like if I had to be stuck as a circle, what what sort of animal is like also very like round shaped but also looks very terrifying? What other animals there?
Oh well, there.
Um
I think there's a pufferfish.
yeah, you know what? I'll take that. I'll be a pufferfish. I can take that. That's fine. I can be a pufferfish instead, and then y'all find out how friend shape I looked at that point.
Yep. It wouldn't
Take
be.
that.
It wouldn't be so funny if you're just punning someone with neurotoxins at every single point of their body.
Yeah, or just generally like have fun feeling pain if you try to throw me.
I don't think they would be able to throw you at that point once those toxins set in.
There are some very strong patients, I will have to say. Like sometimes they make me nervous.
Mm-hmm. Especially if they're the dolphin kind, the ones that actually get a rise out of that whole
Oh
situation.
no.
But there's not that many other dolphins, right? So
That
you're pretty
is
much in the clear.
true. You know what? That's true. So, heck you, dolphin.
I'll never change my mind that dolphins are actually menaces to society.
You know, I have met a dolphin VTuber once,
Mm-hmm.
and they came by the dispensary. Never again.
Mm-hmm.
they are they are quite. Mm, I think Setsu helped me program something. It's what is it? Uh, it's called meme culture.
Me
Um, meme culture. I don't know what he means by that, but
uh foreign content.
he called one of our patients who was the dolphin VTuber a Karen. I don't
What?
know what that means,
Oh.
but it wasn't a good sound from the sounds of him. So yeah.
That sounds about right. I guess with my whole job with pretty much interfacing with both the human and VTuber world, I'm gonna have to be familiar with a lot of things.
Oh dear.
And Karens are definitely not the kind of person or kind of people you ever want to be around.
Ah, understood.
They're the most insufferable kind of people. The ones that think the world revolves around them and only them.
Oh, so pardon my French. Uh, so like assholes. Got it.
Yeah,
That,
pretty
that's
much.
that's what it sounds like.
Yep.
Okay.
They're pretty much assholes. They pretty much have their heads
Uh,
so far up their own that they just can't exactly smell the sunshine.
oh, so now that makes more sense. Okay, I'm gonna definitely write that down then, because I knew there was like some kind of like groan noise that came every time that Setsu said, "Man, Karens," and I'm like, isn't Karen a name? I don't understand. But he's like, don't worry, I'll explain it. But he never explained it. So so now I understand the context for it. Okay, that makes sense.
I guess since we're on that point as well, what other things of meme culture have you also been exposed to, by the way?
Oh, so this was more of a I guess like a recent he he did everything he did everything to update this meme culture programming but not upgrade my form. So the only thing that he recently upgraded was, have you heard about croissants? They're like French inspired like pastries.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, I think I did take a picture of one not too long ago.
Yeah, so let me see if I can find it.
I
Let's
mean,
see. He showed me this from one of his recent patients. Um oh, I think I shouldn't be touching um I should not be touching the computer again. It's it's turning into it's turning into liquids again.
oh
Like,
boy.
ah, darn it.
I guess calibration's in order too.
Yep. Aha, there we go. So he he has showed me the ways of this thing called a croissant meme, if that
Oh,
makes.
mm-hmm. And in fact, I see a particular host as well.
Yeah, this host recently stopped by the dispensary, and it's very kind enough to chat with Setsuna and I.
Mm-hmm. Uh, they're such wonderful people, I can tell you that.
They're very lovely, honestly. But learning about croissants, I cannot unlearn croissants.
I can tell you that for the longest time. Ever since I heard that one video, all I can just keep replaying in my mind is croissant, croissant.
I hear that all the time, and I'm like, oh no, oh no,
No, oh no.
like oh no. It is quite lovely though, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Just hearing quasso, quasso.
So,
Wait,
croissant,
I cannot. Mm,
croissant.
quasso. There. I'm like, it's like I can't get the accent, so I'm like quasso,
Mm-hmm.
quasso. Yeah,
Croissant.
yeah. That. How's it spelled out? Let me try to. It's like cool,
Croissant.
cool, so that yeah, that's how you pronounce it, right? Oh, now there's that's an oh no, he knows. No, no. Listen. We don't mention about the upgrades, right?
Yep. Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
don't.
mention about
No,
the
no,
plush
no,
form.
no,
Yeah,
no, no,
no,
no. Nothing
we
yet.
don't.
No, it's just all vaporware at this point. Nothing was mentioned here that
Yeah,
would.
no, nothing about turquoise
No,
anything, right?
nothing. It was just all. It was just all hypothetical. All just
Mm-hmm.
smoke and mirrors. Just spitballing ideas. Nothing ever happened other than just a question that were presented all in this interview.
Yeah. Just nothing bad. Promise, doctor. I swear.
Yep,
I
nothing
swear.
bad. Journalistic integrity, right here. You heard it from me. Nothing incriminating or defamatory or slanderous has been ever mentioned in this particular interview whatsoever.
It's all
And
facts. I
it's
swear.
it's all facts. All facts, all conjecture, all just nothing that's ever gonna lead back to any of us that could possibly lead to any possible damages and yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. No slander here. I swear, no slander here.
Nope. No, nothing. That's the last thing I put on my mind. So, since we are pretty much out of questions, do you have any special events that are going on or anything you have planned in the future?
Um. So it is true that Doctor is planning to work on upgrades for a newer model type. So I don't know when that will be completed since well, the doctor's very busy and there's a lot of things on our plate. So I'm not sure when that upgrade is going to happen. But um I will say though, um as the doctor informed me, um in about 13 13 days, um it will be basically, what did he call it? My creation day. I think it's in in another universe's context, it's like a birthday. So my creation day is going to be happening in 13 days. And not too sure what the doctor has plans. He says that he's planned shit for me, but I don't know what it is.
Mhm.
Um so that's happening pretty soon. So I we don't have the details for that yet, but uh basically he said if there's not enough details yet to always check Twitter. I don't know what Twitter. He just basically does the social.
I'm pretty sure he has to go through a lot. But yeah.
He's worked very hard, but he's a very wonderful doctor. Um I
Yep.
don't I don't know much about social media, so I break everything often.
I mean,
So
as long as the social media is kind of managed responsibly, I'm pretty sure that's
mm,
fine.
yeah. So when in doubt, there will be info on Twitter as
Alrighty.
quoted by Setsuda.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
So that's all for tonight, everybody. Hope you had a wonderful time with the stream. Thank you, Matcha, for joining along with the interview.
Yeah, it was very lovely, and it was very lovely chatting with you too.
Likewise, likewise. So, with that, we are out of here. Thank you, everybody. And you have any
Bye-bye.
like a special what was it, like a farewell or ending call or whatever it is? I'm just trying to, I'm just kind of drawing a blank.
Oh yeah. Usually whenever I end my streams, I always just pretty much say Sayo Matcha.
All right. So let's all together now. 1, 2, 3. Sayo
Sayo
matcha.
Matcha.
Alrighty. Take care. Take care. Just hope that session never really catches on.
I hope
I really hope.
you shouldn't know. They don't know.
They don't know. They don't know. I mean, that still is some really good upgrade ideas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Think.
Yeah.
Sword idea might be a good idea.
I guess we can go a little bit further and just add mantis blades instead of swords. Ace, is something wrong? Wait. Oh man, I might as well just cut the feed as soon as I can because I think we are still live.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you for stopping by.